What's up, YouTube? This is Yoke again. I'm going to be doing an update of one of my decks. This one is the UA stuff. I did a deck profile earlier. I enjoy the deck, and now that with the even more new support out, with the two new cards, the level 7 and the level 8, and then the quick play spell that's come out. The level 8 I don't think was very good, so I didn't include it in this deck because its effect just isn't near as what it should be. But the rest of the stuff that come out, like the whatever it is, the block backer and the turnover tactics seemed to be fairly decent cards. So I added those to the deck, and yeah, so going into the main deck, I ran, just like before, I'm playing one copy of Redox, because this deck I'm wanting to go for some rank 7 plays and keeping myself alive. This deck actually is really nice when it comes to using this, because you can start reviving stuff from your graveyard, and then once you've revived stuff from the graveyard, you can start playing your combos again. And then I'm running 3 copies of the new guy, one of the new guys, which is the UA block backer. He's really good, but I'll show you why a little bit later. Why I want to make this into a rank 7 play deck as well. So, like, yes, there's the obvious combos that this deck normally runs, but I'd like to. I don't usually play in rank 7s, and so this deck is kind of my excuse to be able to go into rank 7s. So, which is why I'm running 3 of it. I'm not 100% sure what most people are playing of it, but I'm wanting to put it at 3 right now for the level 7. And then I run 3 copies of the goalkeeper. Yes, I know most people run one copy of it, and most people will say, well, you don't need more than 1 copy. You'd be ridiculous to play more. But I gotta be honest, this is probably one of my favorite cards of the deck, actually. The fact that you can get him and Perfect Ace out on the field, use his effect to protect Perfect Ace, and then you use Ace's effect to negate 1 card effect per turn on your opponent's turn. It's just really amazing, especially when you get 2 of him out on the field and 1 Perfect Ace. So you've got a goalkeeper that can protect himself, a goalkeeper that can protect the Perfect Ace, and then the Perfect Ace that'll destroy the spell, trap, or monster card effect, negate, and then destroy the card. And then I run 3 copies of the UA midfielder. It's your only level 4 of the deck. You just need to run 3 of it. It's going to be extremely, extremely difficult if you don't run the 3. And then I'm running the 3 copies of the UA Mighty Slugger. This is your OTK / powerhouse of the deck. It's really nice because, yeah, and then what's nice is that you can use the jersey and stack jerseys on it, which is also really cool. Then I'm playing 2 copies of Perfect Ace. I wanted it to, I think 3 is too much, and 1, so far out of what I've seen, is 1 is a little too few. The 2, I really like it. I like it at 2, but though I'm kind of questioning it myself, because even at 2 at times it's a little too much. And then some people say that this next card is slow, but it adds level 4s to the deck, which is Warrior Lady of the Wasteland. It's another target for Rhoda. The thing is that sometimes you just need that monster to get into you, to be like on your first turn when you don't get midfielder. This card, like, in reality, like, at times has saved me. Most people go, well, it's slow, like, you have to wait for your opponent to kill it or something like that. And in reality, this has saved my life points, and it's gotten me a UA out on the field the next turn. So, which is nice. And then, that's it for my monsters. And then going on to spells. I run 2 copies of Mystical Space Typhoon. I wouldn't question 2. I'm debating putting 3 in, to be honest. And then I run 3 copies of... sorry, I just dropped a card. 3 copies of Reinforcement to the Army. Because your main deck is all warriors except for Redox. And the 5 level 4s that you got in your deck are warriors, so you don't need to worry about it. About running this at 3. The 3 makes it consistent, but yeah. And then I run 2 copies of Terraforming. I'm debating on dropping this down to either 1 or 0, because there's been times where I've played this where I've had 1 of my field spell in the graveyard, 1 in hand, and 1 on the field, and then I draw this, and then I've got really nothing to get rid of it from my hand, which, yeah, it kind of sucks, which also brings in the possibility of putting in Summoner Monk, but I really don't want to run Summoner Monk at this point. Yeah. And then my next card that I run is 3 copies of the Monarch Stormforth. This gets, like, if you don't start with midfielder or warrior Lady of the Wasteland, this allows you to tribute your opponent's monster for your own. The only downfall is that you can't special summon with the extra deck if you use this card. But that being said, you won't be going into the extra deck very often, even though I like to use it with this deck. This deck is good enough without the extra deck. The next card I run 3 copies of Power Jersey. Like I said before, this card you can stack this card, and like when you got Mighty Slugger on the field, its original attack is 2,300. Add 3,000 on top of that. It's just, and then on top of that, with the 3,000, if you got all 3 of them on him, so he can attack twice. So that's really amazing. And then for my next card, I run 3 of the UA Stadium. This gives you attack boost and is your searcher when you normal summon. You need the 3 copies. And the next spell card, is I run 2 copies of the new UA Turnover Tactics. This card is just amazing. I like it. It needs to be run at... I don't think it needs to be run at 2, because I mean, it doesn't need to be run at 3, because it's just too much at 3. 2, I've found that 2 just works fine in the deck. And that's it for my spells. That's all the spells that I run. I hardly run any traps whatsoever, but the ones I do have will make sense. I run 1 copy of Bottomless Trap Hole, 1 Compulse, not 1, but 2 Fiendish Chains, and then for my last and final trap card, Solemn Warning. That's my trap lineup. All staples, kind of help the deck. And then for my extra deck, I run Abyss Dweller. Probably run a few too many rank 4s for the amount of rank 4s on my deck, but Abyss Dweller, Castel, Dark Rebellion, XYZ Dragon, Exciton, Heroic Champion Excalibur, 101, and the Volvol Chain. That's my rank 4s. All staples, in my opinion. rank 5s, I run 1 number 12, number 61, and then Shark Fortress. And then for rank 6s, I run 1 number 39 Utopia Beyond, because you only have enough rank 6s in the deck, level 6s in the deck for 1 rank 6. And then level 7s, 2 Draco, number 11, and Master of Blades. That's the rank 7s that I play. Yeah, so that's my deck. Please rate, comment, subscribe, like, all that amazing stuff. Please comment as to your opinion on the deck, because I want to improve the deck to make it better. Like I said, the reason why I got the 4 level 7s was my excuse to play level 7s. So yeah, and as always, thanks for watching.